Hi, this is Matt from PastaRecipesMadeEasy.com, and this baked pasta recipe is a real ring of taste. We've got luscious eggplants, ricotta in tomato sauce, meatballs, everything's in there. It takes a while, it'll take you all afternoon, but just check out this overview video and then go onto the site for all the details. It's scrumptious. Step one, we're going to make some fresh tagliatelle, which is going to really run throughout this dish. It'll be inside there and really give it a nice bit of tasty, succulent substance. If you don't want to make fresh pasta or you don't have that much time, you can use the packet stuff. You're just looking for 3 or 4 portions of packet pasta, but really the fresh pasta is the way to go. Step 2, we're just going to whip up some tomato sauce for inside the ring, and you can pour a little extra over there at the end. So this is enough to serve 2 people, which is 2 14-ounce cans of plum toms, half a red or a white onion, basil and a bit of oil. And step 3, we're going to make a bunch of optional little meatballs. This is minced beef and stale bread that's been soaked in water, and then these are going to go inside the mix as well. Step 4, now the tomato sauce is done and off the heat, we're going to fry these meatballs just in a little oil for 8 to 10 minutes until they're nicely brown all over. Step 5, we've just got a vegetable peeler and we've grabbed our eggplants, we've chopped the ends off these and peeled them, and now really this next step, we chop the eggplant in half and we're going to chop out really very thin layers. So let's see if we can get this right. You just want to be able to see the knife underneath the surface, but just without breaking the layer. And now when you've got each layer, we're going to pop this in a bowl of slightly salted water, which keeps it from going brown in the air, and that'll save them there until we fry them. Step 6, we're going to fry these eggplant slices in some frying oil on a high heat until they're roughly nice and golden brown like this, so just a few minutes. We're going to pop them, as you can see here, on a plate on some kitchen paper just to absorb the oil, and then when this plate's full we're going to cover it again with another kitchen paper level and keep frying until all the eggplant's done. Step 7, now we've got our fried eggplant slices, we've got our donut shaped or circular cake tin, and we're just going to pop them in a ring firstly around the bottom, and then as you can see here we've already started, we're going to line them from the inside out, so really creating quite a firm structure, just like that. And if they stick out of the top, that doesn't matter, we'll fold those over later. Step 8, we've got our little tub of ricotta cheese. We're going to pop that in a mixing bowl. And now we're going to take half the tomato sauce from earlier. And also 4 teaspoons, very roughly, of grated Parmesan cheese. Give that a really good stir with a fork. And this will be our filling, some of our filling for the cake tin. Step 9, now it's time to cook the pasta. We've made fresh tagliatelle, so we'll put this in some boiling, well salted water. When it comes to the surface, we'll just give it a couple of minutes more. But if you're using packet tagliatelle, you're going to cook it just roughly as the packet suggests, or maybe a minute less, because it's then going to bake anyway. Cook up the pasta, and then finally we have step 10. We've cooked the pasta and just mixed it through with the ricotta mixture. Now we're going to grab half of this, and we're going to pop it in the cake tin. So just here across where we have our eggplant pieces from earlier. Just very, very roughly dunk that all the way around the tin, and then we're going to press that down. You'll have to get busy with your hands here, it can get a bit messy. So when you've got your half the tagliatelle in there, you might need to use your fingers to actually push it in there and then press it down with a fork to get it a bit more solid. And now we've got one ball of mozzarella that we've chopped very finely earlier, and we're just going to use all of that mozzarella and pop it across the top. This will give it a nice, even extra cheese filling. Then we'll grab the meatballs that we fried earlier and the vast majority of these we're going to pop in there on top of the mozzarella. Just mix these nicely across, give them a nice chunky meat layer in the middle. And when we've used up pretty much most of those, you can save a few for decoration later. We're going to grab the rest of the tomato sauce and put a layer of that on top of the meatballs. So it really is a bit like lasagna, it's a really layered dish, this one. Now we've got all our tomato sauce on there, we're just going to grate over a bit more parmesan. And then for the next step, we're just going to take the rest of the tagliatelle. And again, we found it's easier really to use your hands if you like. Just layer this across like we did before, creating another pasta layer in there. And then, like we did before, press that down with a fork to get it nice and solid in the ring. Now we've pressed down the rest of that pasta, we're just going to pop the remaining meatballs on there. Just dot those around. Got a tiny bit of tomato sauce left, so just layer that across the top as well. And once we've got the rest of our tomato sauce on, we're just going to layer that across, and then very finely thereafter we've grated a little bit more Parmesan cheese, which we'll just also sprinkle across the top. And then very finally, you remember some of these eggplant slices were up above the top of the tin. And now the time is to really just fold those across, and that they should stick down into the mixture. And that'll just help hold it all together after it comes out of the oven. And finally, now this is ready to go in the oven. This is going to bake for roughly 20 minutes at 180 degrees C or 350 degrees Fahrenheit.